Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight I am here with a little update on Without a Crystal Ball. If you're interested, please keep watching. Alright you guys, so this video was sent to me by many people, and I always appreciate when you guys send me videos because that means that there's something to react to in it. This video is called Dr. Phil Wants Me on His Show. It was streamed less than 2 hours ago. Of course, the like to dislike ratio is off, as are the comments, so I can't see anything aside from the comments that she shows on her screen throughout this video. I have not watched all of it because I don't have that much time, but I figured I would watch it with you guys. So spoiler alert, I am going to be watching this video at a sped up speed because Katie sometimes talks very slow, and when I kind of scrub through this video there's a lot of dead air, so it might be a little choppy, but of course I'll keep in the parts that are relevant. And yeah, we're going to react to it. But the first thing I want to address is that last night she went on a live stream and decided to share. Okay, first of all, let me start here. I've always made it a point to not discuss her son or her marriage because those frankly aren't my business. I don't live with her, I don't know her, so I don't make comments on that part of her life. I make comments on the things that she makes very public, the actions that she does herself. However, a lot of you reached out to me because she was posing herself as an advocate, where she was sharing a story where her son almost didn't make it, and yesterday was the anniversary of that date, so she calls it Happy Survival Day, I believe is what she said. She tried to say that her intention of the video was to share her story and almost act like an advocate. That's in fact not what she was doing. Surprise, surprise. In the live chat, there were members only, of course, surprise again. These members were having conversations between each other, sharing stories, and there was one lady, she shared a story that her son is no longer with us, and Katie took it upon herself to announce how rude it was that these women were chatting with each other, not paying attention to her and her story, and basically not giving her the attention that she deserved for sharing a tragic story, which I agree it was a tragic story, but that doesn't mean that your story is more valuable than someone in the chat. There is no problem with people having conversations with each other in a live stream.
You something really serious, and you guys are just like talking about things that are unrelated. I actually think I'm gonna go. It's weird to like be opening up and all I see is you guys sitting there talking about yourselves. You guys are being really rude. Like, it's weird. I was like gonna turn chat off. Like, I honestly can't imagine like sitting here and having someone open up to you about the hardest day of their lives, and you're sitting there talking to strangers and you're literally just like not even listening and you're just talking about yourself. And now the chat is focusing on Susan and Debbie. I don't even know if you guys were listening. I understand that you're talking about what happened to you, but when you're chatting and I'm talking, how do you listen to me? It seems kind of rude to me. So, I don't know if I would do something like that. It just killed my mood. It's a hard day.
You know, I've never cared about that in my own lives. I encourage it. In fact, I like to see people talking to each other and, you know, forming friendships. You guys have to remember that just the fact that she would disrespect her own members, we're not just talking about subscribers. That's bad enough. You shouldn't disrespect anyone on YouTube, period. Pure disrespect. These are not only subscribers, these are members who pay her extra money every month on a channel that she was not active on for over 3 months. It was either over 3 months or under 3 months. Either way, it doesn't matter. It was a very long time. She was still charging these people membership fees where they were paying this for a channel that was inactive. These people are literally paying your mortgage, paying your bills, and paying for you to be able to sit in your home with your son. So the fact that she would be so irate and annoyed and insulted that these women were having a conversation and try to tie it back to, oh, well, if you guys are talking to each other, you're not listening to me. First of all, we're not back in high school. You're not the teacher and we're not the students. And secondly, there's this thing, it's really interesting. It's called being able to do two things at one time, where you can listen to someone, but you can also be typing and having a side conversation. I do it all the time. It's amazing. I didn't want to dissect that video, A, because it's already down, and B, everyone's talking about it, and I don't really have anything else to add to the conversation. But I did want to put that in the beginning of this video because a lot of you guys brought it to my attention, but I also think that it is a stark reminder of how she feels about her subscribers, and more importantly, how she feels about her members who are paying her an extra fee every month for content that they're not getting, for a creator who's talking down to them and acting irate and having these ups and downs and everything's all over the place. So I think that's gross, and I think that it's completely uncalled for. My heart goes out to her for everything that she has gone through in her personal life regarding her son and everything. However, your story doesn't discount the person's next to you, the person next to you, even if it's your YouTube channel. Doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that your story is worse than theirs. Your son is here. This other lady's isn't. So if there's one thing, I've said this in a couple other videos, if there's one thing I'd like to see from YouTube creators in 2021 and moving forward, it would be to respect your subscribers. That's the bare minimum that you can do. Don't talk down to them. Don't insult them. Don't talk about their intelligence level or the fact that they're a snowflake or a sheep because they don't want to play along with your narrative. Let's not do that. Be better. So that's all that I'll say about that. I want to listen to this video, and hopefully I'll get through it without being super frustrated. But we're going to get started.
Everyone, how is everyone? So
the mood that she's in this video is a night and day difference from the way that she was acting last night when she was lashing out on people in a live. And again, I don't want to speculate too much on that, but I would hope that she could learn how to sort of mellow out a little bit. The up and down personality factors that are at play here are very uneasy for your subscribers, and they're very uneasy for anyone who happens to come across your channel and watch a few of your videos. It's very hard for them to know, what version of Katie are we going to get today? Are we going to get the one that lashes out because we're not staying on topic and paying attention to her story? Or are we going to get the really bubbly one that comes on with her headband and flipping her hair and smiling and giggling? If I was a subscriber, I would not want to invest in someone that is that up and down.
Oh, I totally apologize. I have not put together any videos today. I was probably like a lot of you watching the impeachment proceedings because I was like glued. I've been glued to the news, which has made finding content really hard because I feel like everything that's on TV right now, or just like everything that's going on in the world, feels so inconsequential. And it's hard for me to break from that. Like when I get into that mode of, oh my gosh, there's so much going on that's wrong, it's hard for me to be silly and goofy and like find nonsense. And so I spent the bulk of my day obviously watching those hearings, and Dr. Trump made US history. And it's the second time a president has been impeached, or no, the first time in history that a president has been impeached.
I think that we all know what the news headlines are. Can we like get to the point of the story here?
Twice. So yeah, I mean, I think I knew he was going to be impeached. It was more just like, I wanted to hear what people had to say about it. And that's what I did today. So this is not a political post. That's just telling you, please stop
The one that started it, and then she's telling people to please stop. Okay.
Please go. I would definitely watch. Can you please stop talking about politics now? Yes, this will not be. Ooh, Cynthia Connor says, I was on his show. Please reconsider. Okay. So Dr. Trump should go on the Dr. Phil show. He needs some help. Maybe. Okay. Anyways, okay, let's stay away from the, let's get off the topic of this whole issue with the impeachment. I don't want this to create a divisive sort of community right now. Okay. So I'm online just watching everything, trying to figure out, what I'm gonna do, and like looking on stuff on Instagram. And I'm like, out of the blue, I check my inbox, right? And it's from this person named Christy. And she's like, hi, my name is Christy, and I'm a producer of Dr. Phil. Someone wrote to Dr. Phil saying that you could maybe use some help. Please call me as soon as possible. And it's her phone number, right? So immediately.
Okay, so she didn't show a screenshot of the message. If I was in her position and everyone thought of me as not being honest all the time, I would have shown the screenshot to say, hey, here's the message. But the other thing that I'll say is, and I could be wrong because I've never been contacted by a show or anything, wouldn't they contact you through your business email address instead of through a Instagram message? And I also don't know if Dr. Phil's show is necessarily going to contact someone who, just because they got one or two suggestions to contact without a crystal ball, first of all. Second of all, if they did any amount of research, they would see that she's in the middle of an active lawsuit. And I don't know if that would really help them at all by having a guest on that's in the middle of a lawsuit. She isn't really supposed to be talking about anything related to the lawsuit. So what else are they going to talk about? Because I was thinking, okay, well, Dr. Phil probably wants to talk to her about all of the YouTube drama and the Tati stuff and the lawsuit stuff. But if he can't have her on the show to talk about that, then aside from that, there's not really a whole lot to cover with Katie.
I get a lot of messages, you guys. So like a lot of times I'm just like, is this real? Is this fake? Is this, so she gave me her phone number. Before I called it, I was like, well, I want to know if the phone number is connected, right, to Dr. Phil's show.
How would you Google a phone number to see if it's associated with Dr. Phil's show? I don't think Dr. Phil just has like a phone number directory that's out there on Google. I could be wrong, but I don't see that happening.
You should go on and totally point out that he's not legally a doctor. Okay.
And I also, that's the other thing, is that guy asked, well, what are you going to go on the show for? Don't you feel like they would have had some sort of pitch email put together before they contacted her, or a pitch message to say, hey, this is what we know about you. We'd love to have you on the show to discuss, A, B, and C, or even if it was just one idea that they had. I don't know. My red flags are going up for this.
They did not tell me, Henry, what I would be going on the show for. So this is the part where I'm still, this is I'm confused about. And they did reach out. They did. Like, it's starting to get comical, right? Like every day it's like, who else is going to contact me? And I would love to know the story they sold about me. I'm on the edge, I'm losing everything, I'm out of control, whatever. Like, I feel like anyone that's followed me for any length of time, this is just who I am. And
I don't know if this is who you are. I don't know if things have ever been to the point where they are now with her, where you've gotten yourself in such a massive hole that you're in the middle of a lawsuit with a YouTuber who has money to blow and is not worried about holding back when it comes to trying to take your channel from you. Because allegedly that is what Tati wants out of this lawsuit. Is, rumor has it, she wants the Without a Crystal Ball YouTube channel out of here. And some of you guys had asked me, oh, well, if Tati takes the channel, then Katie will just create a new one. The issue is that with YouTube, especially if you have someone well-known like Katie Joy, if her YouTube channel got shut down due to the lawsuit and she opened another one, people would just report it. Once you get shut down, you can't just continue to open new channels. And with her, she wouldn't be flying under the radar because people would just see that she has a new channel, report it, and then it would be against terms of service and she would get shut down. And that process to continue to repeat itself would be far too frustrating. So if her channel gets shut down because of the lawsuit, which we have no idea what's going to happen, but if it were to, then she's not going to be able to just come back with, 5 other channels.
And sometimes you have good days and sometimes you have bad days, but people act like, oh, she goes on Twitter and she gets crazy. And it's like, no, that's always been me. So Amanda says, or Armanita says that Dr. Phil is hilarious. You would look so good on the big screen. First, Dr. Phil, next is a WeTV show. They said, oh, the haters would be jealous if it helped your channel blow up. Now, this is an interesting take because being on the show, even if he humiliated me, could actually be good for my channel.
No, if he ripped Katie apart on his show, it would not help her blow up. If anything, her views might go up for a short time because people would be interested in, okay, who is this, girl and why was she on Dr. Phil? But that would be very temporary. And I think that her core audience at that point, especially if she was made to be a fool on national TV, a lot of her core audience would say, I gotta go. Like, this ain't it. It's time for me to pack my bags and move on. I don't think that it would lead to her being more successful.
But Jenna Marble said that Dr. Phil found her address years ago and tried to contact her again after she said no to coming on the show. I have a feeling that he does reach out to a lot of people that do influencing stuff, right? Like vloggers, bloggers. I mean, come on. Do we need to talk about check me outside? How about that? Danielle, whatever her name is, Bad Baby.
Did she say check me outside?
I might not be able to go on. Well, I probably wasn't going to. I was probably not going to go anyway. But so I was thinking about this and I was like, I've been critical of him in the past. Like, we've talked about how I feel about these talk show hosts that don't have the credentials and they basically just use people's breakdowns as like means of good TV and making, a mockery almost in a way of people.
Isn't that kind of what she does to reality TV stars? She uses it for content when they're going through hard times or, having debates with their parents or going through really difficult times in their life. Isn't that what she does? She makes kind of a mockery of it and uses it for content. Got it.
And don't take his bait or go on his, yeah. I've not seen who truthfully Trisha is ever. Did she go on his show? He's put a lot of people on social media and their accounts have blown up. Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't think that he puts people on and they blow up in a good way. I think that sometimes if they do blow up, it's almost like a hate mob that starts to follow them because they're either so ridiculous or so obnoxious to watch. There was that one guy. Let me see if I can find him. I can't remember. It was a guy. He was like a wannabe James Charles, and he was spoiled rotten. Like, he had something like a $10,000 monthly allowance, and he got some followers, but it was because people couldn't stand him that much that they started to follow him. That's that group of people that do like this whole hate watch thing, and I don't do that. I think it's a waste of my time and energy. I don't think that applies to everyone, and I think that anyone that would do their fair amount of research on Katie would figure out quickly how it's not even entertaining, it's just a dumpster fire. And at this point, it's a dumpster fire that's in the middle of a lawsuit. And once the lawsuit comes to an end, I believe that the frenzy that surrounds Katie will come to an end as well.
I don't feel happy about this. I think this is actually funny. It's like one of those things where this is hilarious to me. Okay, so I was like, well, what has he actually done? Like, does he have scandals, right? Like, does Dr. Phil have scandals? And I think he does. Now,
so his show contacts her, and she comes to her YouTube channel and tries to figure out if he has scandals.
Trisha is live now. Truthfully, Trisha. I don't know who she is. Trisha is live now. Truthfully, Trisha. Okay. So there's a lot of, Okay. Post to TikTok. Who did? I'm not going to do it, girl. I was just thinking about it. I did it. Who are we talking about? Post to TikTok. Yes, so he actually is not involved in this because his show is fake and staged, says Kristen. Okay. This is what I've heard a lot. I've heard this, that it's just like, if you apply yourself, but he's not a doctor, you guys. He hasn't been a doctor in years. Let me just show you. Now, obviously, this is coming from Wikipedia, but I thought, let me just show you. Now, obviously, this is coming from Wikipedia, but I thought, here's what Wikipedia says about him. Okay, so Wikipedia says this. I think this is funny. Let's see. He was born in Oklahoma, and I realize that Wikipedia can be edited by any other person, so obviously it's not the most best source. But it says, okay, so this Texas.
If it can be edited by any person, then I would consider that not necessarily a source, not even a. It's not a good source. I wouldn't really consider that any type of source. She's just going to use this for content. We don't even know if it's true. We don't know if she was even contacted. So she is just going to use this for crazy titles, attention, and she's going to make content out of it by exposing Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil's name gets decent views on YouTube. You know, PewDiePie used to do like his Dr. Phil videos. A ton of reaction channels react to craziest, you know, kids on Dr. Phil or whatever. So the Dr. Phil name definitely gets tons of views on YouTube, as well as his own channel. So in my personal opinion, I don't necessarily believe that she was contacted in a DM by someone just saying, hey, you should be on the Dr. Phil show. I think that the message would have had a little bit more context than that. And I also think that it would have been an email. I do think that the message itself would have had more context than just, hey, someone told me that you should come on the show. You should come on the show. I just don't believe that it would go down like that. Who is entertained by her? That's the thing I don't understand is like, who can watch her just sit here for hours a day? She's not bringing any interesting information to her channel. She's not friendly to her subscribers. Her personality is that of like a cardboard box, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that you have to be super animated and stuff, but like, bare minimum, you're not even nice to your subscribers. So why do people watch her for hours a day? I don't get it. All right, you guys, so I'm not gonna watch this whole video, to be honest. Like, she's boring and I have no interest in listening to her just blabber on about nothing. So one of the comments says maybe they want to discuss the Tati lawsuit, and that's exactly what I thought. But she's not going to, even if she was going to go on to Dr. Phil, she's not going to be able to go on to Dr. Phil and talk about the lawsuit. So what else are they going to ask her questions about? Why do you cover reality TV shows? Like, how is it in Minnesota? How's the weather? Like, there's no point in them contacting someone who's in the middle of a lawsuit. And that's why I say, in my opinion, I'm not buying this. And I'm also not buying it because the producer sent this like 2-sentence message to Katie with no context, no no like informal plan of why they even think that she should come on the show. There's way too many red flags, and I'm not buying it. And if I'm wrong, then obviously I'll come back later and correct myself. But I don't think I'm wrong on this one. I don't think that we might not ever find out the truth, because who knows? Someone said, I think it would be good for you and your channel. I don't think so. I think that if she did go, it would give her a short-term increase in views and maybe bump her subscribers a little bit, but I think that would die down really quick, and then I think that it would blow up in her face, because the clips of the interviews would be circulated all over YouTube, all over Instagram, all over TikTok, all over Twitter, and it would just, introduce her to people who have no clue who she is. And then she's the hot mess chick from Dr. Phil. So I don't think that it would pan out in a positive light for her. That's just my opinion. So anyway, you guys, like I said, I wanted to listen to part of this video. We don't have time for all that bullshit, but I guess she's not going on Dr. Phil is the final verdict on this. But before I let you guys go, I want to remind you that you as subscribers to any channel on this platform, you are worthy and you are owed common decency, and you are worthy of respect, and you are deserving of a creator's acknowledgement, and you should never be talked down to or have your intelligence insulted, or just because you ask a question or have an opposing view, you should never be told to, you know, fuck off or get off my channel, or you know, because you felt like sharing your story. You should never feel like you were intruding on that creator's story time that they were telling, because your story is no less worthy than anyone else's. Just find someone, like I said, I swear I'm gonna like use this word until I can't anymore. Use your social media currency on those who make you feel good about the time that you're investing in their channel. So that's what I'll leave you guys with for today. But if you like the video, please leave me a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.